Hello from the apartment. So quarantine is gradually coming to an end, at least in our county, with the opening of Universal Orlando on June 5th. And then today when I'm recording this, SeaWorld and Disney are presenting their proposals to the Economic Recovery Task Force on when they plan to reopen and in what capacity and what they plan to implement in order to make that a safe, gradual experience. So with that being said, these apartment videos will be coming to an end, which I know sounds sad, but I never really did the apartment vlog before because I don't really think that I'm that interesting in that capacity. It's been a challenge to try to create content that is not repetitive and is relatively interesting and entertaining to myself, which has involved, I suppose, doing an apartment video interspliced with something a little bit more on the creative side, which has been taking a lot of effort. And then once I end up going back to work, I guess it's going to be a little bit harder to do that. And then plus, once everything does reopen, I do want to go back into the community to engage in those experiences once the parks reopen. I don't really know when I plan to go to the parks, if it's going to be the first day or it's going to be a couple weeks into it. Just whenever I feel comfortable and want to go, because I don't really vlog for the sensationalism of that. But if I want to go, I will go, and I will follow every precaution presented and required by the parks with masks and hand washing and sanitization, because I want to get that ball rolling and I want to get back into the community and go for it. I really do. I'm excited to, and it's a bummer that these videos have to end, but they don't have to end on a sour note, because I still have a few ideas and a few things up here that I've just been kind of thinking about and are on my mental bucket list of wanting to do during this quarantine before it's over. So today, you've already seen it probably, but today I'm going to be filming another apartment Mad Lib, because that was probably my favorite thing that I've done, or one of them, this entire quarantine, and I didn't want to just do one of them, so I went on Instagram and I asked for some more suggestions, and I'm going to make another one today, as well as film an apartment video. Brennan's not here, by the way. She went back to work because she's been working from home, and now they kind of took that gradual movement to bring everybody back out of work. So she's not going to be home for the majority of the day today, which is a little bit sad, but I plan to make the most of it. So Brennan may not be here today, but I have plenty of company to help me maintain focus, I guess, while I write my Mad Lib, which is going to be on my computer, obviously, and then check out my delicious, well-balanced breakfast here of cereal and then a Frappuccino. I never ever drink coffee, but I don't know, sometimes it helps me be a little bit more productive, so I'm gonna give it a try. So I'm pretty much done with my Mad Lib script, but I wanted to come out. Holy Lord. That was absolutely terrifying. Oh my God. Poor Arlo. Arlo, are you okay? Oh my God. You handled that so well. That scared the crap out of me. Wow. I was gonna say, he's doing such a good job with this weather, because the weather is so bad right now. We'll probably go back inside, but I wanted to show this off because I mentioned this the other day. Ooh, my heart is thundering. I wanted to get these plants off of the ground so that the cats would stop bothering them. So I just bought a plant stand, I guess, and then the other day I went to the store to get some groceries, and I got these so that the plants can kind of grow vertically. And so yeah, I'm very kind of pleased with this. It is looking very, very good comparatively to how I started with this garden project outside a couple months ago, and just to kind of see what it's become now, it's really cool. I'm gonna head inside now because that lightning bolt sounded like it hit the building next to me. So yeah, I'm a little bit scared. So the weather is all cleared up, and now I'm outside with Arlo, taking him on a nice little walk. They are mowing the grass right now, so I'm trying to get him conditioned to the sounds of the outdoors, which apparently today involve, whoa, wow, he is leading the way now. Today they involve thunderstorms and lawnmowers. Wow, he's really moving right now. This is awesome. So I'm just getting back from a Publix grocery run after taking Arlo outside, and I'm passing by SeaWorld here. Can't really see it, but Mako and Kraken are back there. SeaWorld did announce, as well as Disney, their reopening plans. They're reopening on June 11th to the general public. I think that they're having a employee appreciation night the day before, so they're going to be opening up to employees on June 10th, but just for the general public, it's going to be June 11th. Comparatively to Disney, which that is a completely different story, and I'll probably talk about that a little bit later. Because right now, I am back home at the apartment complex, got all my groceries here, and I'm heading inside to finally film my Mad Lib video. I still have the light to, more or less. Hi there, so I have mustard in my beard and just all over my face because I've reached the part of the video where I shave myself with mustard and a Mickey waffle maker. I didn't actually shave my face with a waffle maker and mustard, so I came into the other bathroom than the one that I was filming in to actually finally shave my face, which is gonna feel really weird, but it is gonna feel fantastic. I've been wanting to shave this for a very, very long time, and now especially I'm just covered in mustard. This smells just really bad. I even like mustard, and this is just kind of an overwhelming pungent smell, so time to shave the face. Hi there again. This is definitely one of the most disturbing and intimidating views of myself that I've probably ever put on this channel. Hello there, but it is time to shave the beard. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'll like work on these sides first and see what happens. And there we go, looking like a Civil War soldier. I hate it. And now I look like a cross between Hulk Hogan and an 1800s presidential candidate. And here is the mustache, which only my father or a character from Stranger Things could pull off. And here it is, the clean-shaven face. Looking good, buddy. Time to get back to the Mad Libs. So before I went back to filming the Mad Lib, I wanted to see if Arlo here recognized anything different about me, considering he's only ever known me with facial hair, and he has not really seemed to notice or care about anything. But what he's playing with right there is something that Brennan got for him a while ago. It's like a little cog toy, but it encourages his creative thinking, I'm pretty sure, or his problem solving, because you're supposed to put treats inside this toy, and then he's supposed to kind of develop skills to get these treats out of there. So what he has are a couple of these treats here. This one's made by Old Roy, which that's what people have been calling me my entire life, so now it's actually relevant. But got a couple different treats here, some smaller ones and then some long oblong ones. And yeah, he's just kind of learning, and the hair on his arm is finally growing back very slowly from his catheter from when he had parvo. As soon as we can get him a haircut, probably one of these days we will, because he is getting very hairy. And thus, the Mad Lib video is over, and I just broke my tripod. This popped out of the top of it, but it's been kind of broken for a while now, honestly, so I guess now I can finally just throw it in the dumpster and get a new tripod at some point. But I think Brennan is hopefully on her way home here soon. It has been raining all day long outside, which is kind of nice. It did not rain for the longest time, and now the past few days it has just been pouring down rain, which is nice, but it's been really cooping us up inside this entire time, which, where else are we gonna go? Hi, buddy. How's it going? You've been napping pretty much the entire day. So I'm outside now. The rain seems to have let up just a little bit, which is good, I suppose, but I wanted to go ahead and move on to what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day, which is going to be a little craft project, because I think Brennan and I were going to be going to Disney Springs later on tonight, but the weather's just been so back and forth. I think we'll just kind of stay in tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my own Harry Potter wand. When I was at the store the other day to get these rings for the plants, I went ahead and I grabbed some sticks here of different lengths. I grabbed a few brushes and some nails and thumbtacks, and then some paints, and then some jewels here, and then that mixed with kind of just what I've had for kind of a long time, like this sandpaper and this other paint. I think I want to try to create my own Harry Potter wand, which could turn out really cool, could turn out really, really bad, but I'm gonna give it a go today. Okay, so I've done what I anticipate is probably the most important part of this project, which is sawing the wand parts off of the main chunks of wood that I have there. So I have my handle, and then I have my actual wand. And I'm gonna sand these down and probably try to, I don't know, cut them up a little bit, try to whittle them for the most part, and then just kind of really play around with the colors that I have and probably put a couple coats of paint on there. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this today, but I'm gonna try, and then at some point I'm gonna try to use this this cutter here to try to either bond these together with either a nail or a thumbtack. And right now Arlo is just kind of chewing on my sunflower there, which the reason why I literally got this stand was to prevent the animals from chewing on them. But then here's just kind of a quick update. I guess I haven't really shown that in a while. The cucumber here, I think in the middle, is doing phenomenal. And then these are the tomatoes. I forget what that is. And then in the green ones are watermelon and then cantaloupe. And then the ones up here, they're just going crazy. And I'm so proud of all of this and just kind of how it's looking in general right now. I keep walking into the door. But maybe at some point we'll get some vegetables and fruits on here. I keep saying that, but at least it looks cool. Okay, so I was able to find a knife that I'm using to carve the tip of this, to whittle it down. Hopefully to get a nice kind of rounded tip, because you don't want it to be too sharp, but you do want to make sure that it looks like a wand and not just a stick. So I'm going to try to get a point, and then I'll sand it down from there, and then maybe start kind of carving other parts of the wand a little bit. We'll see. So I've made an aesthetic decision. I'm gonna go and whittle down the entire shaft portion of this wand to give it kind of an earthy root vibe. And I've already sanded down the tip of this, and it's kind of looking how I want it to, but if I kind of continue this aesthetic down the entirety of this shaft here, and once I sand that down, that'll actually look really, really cool. And I'm thinking if I try to keep the handle a little bit more regal, and then I keep the root aesthetic of the shaft, it could be kind of an interesting look for the wand, and then I can at some point begin putting the paint on there. I'm also wearing my Disney shirt here again because we were going to go to Disney Springs, but the weather again is just so bad. And I know that I mentioned earlier about talking about Disney's reopening plans from the Economic Recovery Task Force. Essentially, hey, Brennan just got home just now.
Hi.
That's cool. She just walked in with Arlo.
Hi.
So Disney is reopening on, I believe it's July 11th for Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom, and then on July 15th they're opening up Epcot and Hollywood Studios. That's a pretty big surprise for me personally. Is it a surprise for you, Brennan? We haven't even talked about this.
I'm surprised that all your facial hair is gone.
Yep, I shaved myself today.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Look at that face.
But it's gonna be really interesting comparatively to Universal and SeaWorld that are opening back up in just a couple weeks. We still have an entire month and a half to go with Disney, which is probably a good thing, but I guess we'll see. Okay, so it may be kind of hard to tell, but this has been whittled from tip to tip, and it's been sanded down completely, so it's very, very smooth, and I'm pretty proud of that, to at least put a first coat of paint on tonight. And now I'm going to work on the handle here, and then making this a little bit more regal, like I kind of mentioned, and then just kind of playing around with that, and then maybe putting two different coats of different colored or different shades of brown on both of these, at least tonight. So it might be kind of hard to see, but I measured about a 1/4 of an inch from each end of the shaft here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of whittle into that divot that I kind of made there, that I primed for myself, so I can kind of have, it'll look like a handle, and it's going to be pretty much what this looks like too, but just a little bit different for the handle, and hopefully it ends up how I'm envisioning it once I sand it down and then give it a different coat of paints comparatively to the shafts. Okay, so I'm getting really excited because this is turning out fantastic. This handle is so smooth after sanding it down. It looks exactly how I envisioned it, and it really just perfectly matches this shaft here, and once I'm able to affix that there, it's gonna look great. Wow, okay, so now I think I can go ahead and put a base coat of paint on here and maybe let that dry overnight. Alright, and with my final remaining moments of sunlight before the sun goes down, I'm going to go and put on the base coat. I have two different browns here. I have chocolate sprinkle and I have chocolate bar. So this one's a little bit darker than this one. I think this one's going to go on the handle, and then the lighter one is going to go on the shaft, and then I'll just kind of go from there and just kind of see what that ends up looking like tomorrow. If I need to add something a little bit different to it. Okay, it's almost coming on a little bit red, slightly. It's definitely brown, but there's almost like a maroon tint to that. Now let me go and switch this up and see what this one looks like on the handle. Okay, that is definitely dark brown. I think I like this in this way, having the darker one on the handle. And there they are, the base coats of paint for both the shaft and the handle. You can see the shaft is a little bit more red comparatively to the handle. It's definitely brown, but it just looks maroon almost. And I have my station set up for tomorrow. I'm not going to be using those googly eyes, but I do have some gems in there that I may adorn this with, and then I have some gold and silver here that I don't know. I still have some plans for this that I may try to incorporate some glitter, some different colors in there, but I don't want it to be too gaudy, if that makes sense. But I'll have to finish that up tomorrow. And I'm gonna casually back through the balcony here because the sun actually came out instead of going away, so everything just looks really, really nice and golden. Okay, time to go finally eat some food because I have not eaten anything today. I also moved the table back because I had to clean up all of the little wood chippings on the ground there because Arlo kept on trying to nibble on them. So another change I did recently was moving the cat tree from the bedroom out here, which Farley is very much so a fan of. I think Calvin likes it too, just to be able to have that altitude. Arlo, not so much. He doesn't really like it because he feels very left out, but it's helped a lot. And now over here is Brennan.
Hello!
Hi!
Here I am.
Welcome home.
Thanks.
Today was a day.
Yeah.
In a good way. I did a lot of stuff. It was fun.
Today was a day.
So I think I asked you, what do you think about Disney opening up in July as opposed to June like all the other theme parks?
Later than I expected, to be honest, but we haven't really talked about it yet.
So that's true, we have not talked about it, but I don't really know if there's much to talk about. I trust that the major theme parks that presented these proposals to reopen have it under control, and if Universal is prepared to reopen in the coming weeks, it's a little bit smaller than Disney, so that makes sense to me, and if Disney wants to take those necessary precautions to reopen in July, assuming that they're going to be able to come out with these implemented new rules that they can hopefully enforce and make everybody feel safe and comfortable because they're a massive resort, I'm okay with it. Just waiting a little bit longer to make sure that it's worth it is probably a really good idea. Do you have any input or thoughts?
Well, they furloughed all of their cast members, so I think they're...
Disney?
Yeah.
Yep,
so
me included,
the
but
reason that they're...
it's okay.
I think the reason that they're opening so late is, like, it has to do with that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for everything to open back up.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense that Universal's probably a little bit more prepared to get this ball rolling than Disney is in terms of having to start over to get that momentum going. I don't really know, but it's cool that we have a date now, or several dates, and we'll be able to enjoy SeaWorld and Universal until Disney does reopen inevitably, and when that does happen, it's going to be different, but I'm excited for it nonetheless. I need to eat some food. Finally, the first food that I've eaten today since the Fruity Pebbles from this morning. I have the meatball sub that I had for the Mad Lib video that I ended up putting in tinfoil and then putting in the fridge because I thought we were going to get to go to Disney Springs, but we are going to postpone that trip. And then some Doritos on the side, and then some sangria, which is going to be good. Okay, so Brennan is taking a shower. She has to go to bed early because she has to wake up early again tomorrow and go back to work. But I get to continue my wand project tomorrow, which I'm super excited about. So instead of ending the video now, I'm gonna continue it right now. Hello again from the next day. So today is gonna be the epic conclusion of my wand crafting project. So that's gonna be pretty exciting. Also, I realized that yesterday I had some pretty pathetic food choices. So I actually made myself a real good breakfast today. And then later on tonight, I'm gonna be making this steak because I got this as a prop for the Mad Lib video yesterday, but I do wanna eat it. So gonna make this. Probably won't show that because I don't want this video to be incredibly long, but that's what I'm gonna be doing. So actually, before I finish up the wand video, I wanted to kind of go back to the Mad Lib video. I've been trying to work on both of these kind of at the same time simultaneously, and I want to record the audio for that because it involves a narration, which I have my microphone right here, I have my audio software right here, and I pretty much just say my script into the microphone and then I can kind of splice it and make it fit into the video, which should be fun, and it'll be interesting to edit. This one's gonna be a little bit editing heavy with some like green screen effects and sound effects and stuff, but I think it'll turn out cool. Alright, so I'm back outside working on the wand. I put a few more coats of paint on both the handle and the shaft for the wand, and what I think I want to do now is use this knife to maybe do a couple indentations along the shaft of the wand, and then after I sand that down, maybe put another coat of paint on there, maybe fill in those indentations with this gold glitter paints, and maybe then sand that down. I would like to use this, but I do want it to be reasonably subtle. So I'm getting close there, and then I think I'm going to put a final gloss on the wand itself after I put those final coats of paint on there, and then I can finally put it together, and then I'll have myself a Harry Potter wand. So I know that this is very, very hard to see, but this is kind of the subtlety that I was going for with the wand. I can't really even see what I'm doing, but I have the gold here, and the idea is just to kind of get it inside of those indentations that I made. Then I can kind of sand it down or let it dry. And then maybe I'll have some gold rims here that'll then kind of go back over with the actual paints. This looks weird, but I'm hoping it'll look cool. Okay, so I pretty much ended up doing what I didn't think I was going to do, which was just coating the entirety of the shaft of the wand with that glitter, because I tried to put it into the grooves that I created, which are very, very subtle and kind of hard to see. You can kind of see them, those just kind of circular grooves there, but it didn't really end up working out, so I just spread the glitter all the way up and down, which I think kind of looks okay, and it's a little bit more subtle than I thought it would be, which is good. But now I think I can go and put on that gloss coat and put it on this, I guess, and then also the shaft, well, the shaft and the handle, and then I can fix them to each other, and then I'll have a wand. Okay, and I am almost there. This is my sealant, so I'm gonna go and just kind of spray this on down. Woo! That is a smell right there, and then I guess I can kind of flip them over, rotate them just a little bit, and spray the other side, and probably do another coat of this. It's gonna be exciting. I wish it hasn't been so rainy and overcast the past couple days, so you can actually see the detail of this, but you can see the gloss really, really makes it look fantastic. So I have one final step left, which is going to be connecting these two pieces together. And how I plan on doing that is by embedding a hole in one end of this and then connecting the two pieces together, hopefully with this tiny little nail right here. Alright, so I've primed the hole for the wand and I put the nail right in there. I have the hammer right down here so I can tap it into place, but ultimately I am pretty much there. So there's only one way to test whether or not this wand actually does work. Are you ready for this? Lumos! See, that's pretty cool, right? Nox. That's awesome. I have a wand, and it's still incredibly gloomy and dark outside, so tomorrow hopefully it's gonna be a little bit brighter. I'll go outside and give a little bit better of an overview so you can see what the wand looks like and the detail that it does have. I think it ended up pretty reasonably simple, I suppose, comparatively to what I imagined in my head. I didn't put any gemstones or anything like that on there, and it just ended up being a fun experience just in general. It's 17 inches long. I'm gonna say that it's made out of redwood and that it has a phoenix tail feather just for fun, because why not, right? This is going on my wand wall. This was a fun experience. I hope you enjoyed the past couple days of just doing things at home, and I appreciate it, and I hope you had a good time too. I'll see you soon. Have a good day, and mischief managed.